Hello guys, it's me again. And if you're seeing me, that can only mean one thing. I have another complaint. Yes, and it is about the game we all love, Marvel Rivals. Well, to be fair, it's not exactly about the game itself. It's a little geared towards the community, similar to my last video, but this is not towards the general community. It's more towards content creators. You see, Marvel Rivals YouTube and content in general about the game has a problem that not a lot of people have been talking about. I mean, you open YouTube, you go into type Marvel Rivals into the search bar. I mean, maybe you're looking for some fun videos to watch of your favorite game, you know? You hit enter, and what shows up on your screen? Well, it's just tier list. Tier list. Is X character broken after the latest patch? Another tier list. Top 5 duelists you need to play right now. I want to be clear up front, you know, this video isn't some sort of like call out. You know, obviously get your bag, make the videos that you're making, make your money. I'm not here to point fingers at any specific creators and tell you that anyone's a bad person for making, you know, the content that they create about the game. YouTube's hard. I'll admit that. It is difficult. And building an audience and a good community is also difficult. A lot of people making such kind of, you know, like slop content are just trying to figure out what works, same as everyone else. I can't blame them for that. But there is a systematic problem happening within the Rivals content space right now. And it is a pattern that has become so dominant, so all-consuming, that it started to shape not just what gets made, but how the community as a whole thinks and talks about the game. And I don't think enough people, especially creators, are naming it directly. So that's what this video is going to be. I want to break down the loop, explain why it exists, talk about what it's actually doing to the community, and then, because I don't just want to be another person complaining on the internet, talk about what good looks like, what we should be building towards instead. Hello everybody, my name is Lowercase and I am a Marvel Rivals content creator. I stream on Twitch all the time and I make videos on YouTube complaining about stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Let me walk you through a completely typical week of Rivals content on YouTube, or basically any platform in general, because I think once you see it laid out explicitly, you see a pattern that you can't really unsee. So we get a new patch, you know, a season update, balance changes, a new hero gets teased or released. Within 12 hours, most times less, you have a wave of videos all chasing the same trending search terms. X character is broken, X needs a emergency nerf, the devs have no idea what they're doing, and all these thumbnails are all these flashy nonsense brain rot. I can't, I'm done, I'm genuinely done. Then a few hours later, the tier lists start rolling in, or maybe a few days later. S through F, every character ranked, every hero argued about. One creator puts a character in A tier, another creator makes a response video about how that is the worst take they've ever heard, and the other creator needs to burn in the 9th circle of hell for it. The comment sections are full of people passionately defending their mains, which generates engagement, and the algorithm rewards that, which tells other creators to make more of the same content. And then the cycle repeats. Next patch, next character, next tier list, over and over and over again, with only minor variations in this template. Now, to be fair, this isn't unique to just Rivals. I mean, every competitive game with a large YouTube community goes through this. I mean, Overwatch has had it since, well, forever, basically. Valorant, League, it's almost a rite of passage for a competitive game's content ecosystem. The bigger that a game gets, the more content gets made, and the more content that converges towards the lowest common denominator, because that's what gets views quickly. But here's what's making it particularly frustrating for Marvel Rivals specifically. The game is sitting on an absolute gold mine of interesting things to talk about, and almost none of it is being explored in-game. You have one of the richest, most recognizable IP libraries in entertainment history attached to this game. Every character has decades of comics, films, TV shows, and lore behind them. The way that NetEase has translated those characters into a hero shooter is genuinely fascinating. Sometimes brilliant, oftentimes questionable, but there are real conversations to be had about those design choices. You have a player base that is uniquely diverse. Longtime competitive gamers sitting in the same lobbies as people who downloaded the game because they love the Avengers and have never touched a hero shooter before. That collision of audiences creates really interesting dynamics around community culture, around what the game prioritizes, around who it's actually for. None of that is getting made. Instead, we're on tier list number 67 this month. That's the problem. So why does this actually happen in the first place? If the content is repetitive and shallow, why do creators keep making it, and why are they continuing to be successful on it? The honest answer is just simply because it works, at least in the short term. And YouTube, like most platforms built around engagement metrics, is very good at rewarding that short-term performance in ways that quietly punish long-term quality. The algorithm cares about click-through rate and watch time. It wants to know, when people see your thumbnail, will they click it? And when they do, will they keep watching? That's basically it. The system doesn't care whether your video is original, whether it's thoughtful, it's actually adding something to the conversation, or anything else. It just wants clicks and retention. It's all about the numbers. And the way you reliably get clicks in a gaming niche is to attach your content to things people are already actively searching for. After a patch drops, everyone's typing the patch character's name into the search bar. So if you have a video with that name in the title and a high energy thumbnail, you're gonna get clicks. It doesn't matter if the video is actually good. The algorithm will push it anyways because the signals are right. Tier lists exploit a slightly different mechanic. They generate disagreement in the comments, which is engagement baiting, basically, signaling YouTube that people care about the video. The engagement is mostly just people saying that this is wrong, disagreeing, or agreeing with the creator, which is, in a way, it's very shallow engagement, but YouTube just sees it as activity, which pushes the video further. So now you have a situation where a creator can spend 2 hours throwing together a tier list video with a stock thumbnail and get 50k views, or they can spend 2 weeks crafting a genuinely thoughtful essay-style video about something interesting, get 8,000 views. Which one is a rational business decision? Unfortunately, not the latter. And once you've made that calculation once, it's very easy to make it again and again until it's just what your channel ends up devolving into. I'm not even mad at creators who end up in that trap. I mean, the platform built the trap itself. It's not your fault. But understanding why it happens doesn't mean we have to be okay with the outcome. Here is the thing about content ecosystems that I don't think gets talked about enough. The content a community consumes actively shapes how that community thinks and talks. This isn't some like abstract media studies point. It's honestly just a really simple concept. If the only conversations happening on multiple platforms about rivals are tier lists and balance complaints, then tier lists and balance complaints are all things people are going to talk about. Every discussion is just going to default to the meta. Every argument is just going to be about damage output, win rates, who's broken, who's useless, and the actual experience of playing the game, the entertainment of playing the game. Playing the game itself is going to get abstracted away into simple spreadsheets that everyone just argues endlessly about. And then something else happens, which we're starting to see now, players beginning to feel like the game is perpetually broken. Think about it. You're watching Rivals content regularly and every single video is telling you about how something is overpowered, something needs a nerf, the balance team is incompetent, NetEase doesn't listen to feedback, and that just becomes your ambient expression of the game. Even during patches where the game is genuinely in a good place, like the last one, the content is screaming that it's on fire. The game breeds a specific kind of cynicism in competitive gaming communities. Nothing is ever good enough. No patch is ever satisfying. Every update is either too little too late or completely missed the point. And the players who actually enjoy the game, who are having fun, who aren't obsessing over the meta, they start to feel like outsiders in their community, like they're missing something. Like maybe they should be more upset than they are. The people this hurts most are new players, people trying to pick up the game for the first time. Think about the experience of someone who just picked up Marvel Rivals and who's having a great time. They love their character, they want to learn more about the game, so they go onto YouTube and immediately hit with a wall of content telling them how their character is trashed here, that the rank system is broken, the community is toxic, the developers are clueless. To what new player is that a welcoming community? Is that a welcoming game? How many people have opened YouTube looking to get more into Rivals and instead got talked out of caring? We'll never have an exact number, but I bet it's a significant amount. The content ecosystem is actively working against player retention, and nobody is honestly connecting these dots. The content loop doesn't just reflect the community's attitudes, it manufactures them. And right now, we are perpetuating a cynical, unenjoyable cycle of content that makes the game seem unenjoyable. And all these opinions are coming from people that have put hundreds, thousands of hours into the game. If we can't trust these people to give us good content, who can we trust? But I don't want this to be just doom and gloom and be like the worst thing ever. Like Rivals content is in the worst place it'll ever be and it's never ever going to get better. It's only downhill from here. No. Because there are people in this space that are doing it right. And I think it's worth spending some real time on what that actually looks like. if you're watching this video, you probably know there's a 99.9 repeating percent chance you know him. Panu. He is one of the most, if not the most prominent figure in the Marvel Rivals community, and what separates him from most creators isn't the kind of content he makes in the traditional sense. It's what he does beyond his content. Community events, tournaments, organized moments where players come from completely different backgrounds, completely different skill sets, play styles, and get to interact with each other in a structured, intentional, in a fun way. Think about what a community event actually provides. It gives players something to talk about that isn't just who's overpowered this patch. It creates inside jokes. It creates rivalries, the fun kind, not the toxic kind. It creates moments that people remember and reference weeks later. It builds the kind of relational connective tissue that holds a community together when the game itself goes through rough patches. That's not something you can just manufacture with a viral video or a high view content. It's built up slowly through repeated investment in the people around you, through showing up consistently and creating spaces where the community can actually see itself as a community rather than just a bunch of strangers who happen to play the same game. Now, and I want to be honest about this, that kind of influence comes with real responsibility and real complications. When one person holds that much social weight in a community, there's pressure on them to be fair, to handle disputes carefully, to not play favorites, to not let their personal relationships distort how they exercise that influence publicly. That's a lot to carry. But the fact that he's willing to carry it, that he keeps showing up and doing the unglamorous work of actually organizing things and bringing people together, is something worth acknowledging. It's a different model entirely from chasing algorithm signals, and it's building something that's going to outlast any individual video. The Rivals community is genuinely better because people like him exist, and we need to realize that. So, what would it look like if more creators were actually building something meaningful in this space? What is the content that's actually missing? The first thing that's missing is genuine opinion. Real takes, not manufactured outrage that's designed to make you comment about how crap the take is, but actual thoughtful perspectives on the game. What works, what doesn't, and why. What's interesting about a particular design decision. Why something actually feels good or bad to play in ways that go beyond just the numbers are too high or too low. There's a huge difference between a video that says X character is broken and X character reveals something interesting about how NetEase thinks about game design. Well, obviously, the latter isn't a good title, but you get the idea. Both videos about X character. One is a tier list in disguise. The other is actually saying something by taking the character and looking at the game from an analytical standpoint. The second thing that's missing is the content that bridges the casual competitive divide. Right now, there's two sides of the Rivals player base that exist in almost completely separate content ecosystems. The competitive content assumes you care about ranked, that you're trying to optimize, that your goal is to win at the highest level possible. The casual content, to the extent that it exists, is just, well, almost like brain rot. Nobody's really making content for the massive middle ground. The people that play this game seriously, who put in hundreds of hours, who genuinely love it, but they don't care that much about like hitting Celestial. The people who pick their character because they love that character, not because they have the highest win rate. That audience is huge and it's almost completely underserved. The third thing that's missing, and this connects back to valuable people in the community, is content that actually tries to build community rather than just extract from it. There's a certain kind of creator who treats their audience as a resource, views to be extracted, engagement to be farmed, and there's another kind of creator who treats their audience as their people that they're genuinely engaged with. The second kind is rare, but it's the second kind that only actually builds something. Discussion content, essay content, videos that make you think about the game you're playing in a new way. Videos that start a conversation rather than just making a claim. That is the vacuum. That is what the Marvel Rivals content space desperately needs more of. And right now, it's almost completely empty. The opportunity is sitting right there. The world is literally in the palm of our hands. It's just waiting for the right people to come and take it. Look, and I'm not gonna sit here and say like, Eureka, I'm a genius, I've cracked the code. I'm just one guy with a channel and I'm hoping to find my footing making content. I'm just doing it because I love it. I don't have any secret formula, but I do believe genuinely that the Rivals community has the potential to be one of the most interesting and diverse communities in competitive gaming. I mean, just look at the Rivals Twitter scene. Twitter is one of the worst apps I've I've ever been on. But Rivals Twitter, literally like the Eden of people. This is the only community that I would ever compare in kindness to Warframe. This is legitimately like an S tier community on one of the worst apps to ever exist. We have this genuine intersection, this valuable asset. It's what makes this community different from every other hero shooter out there. It's just not being cultivated properly. The tier list slop doesn't ruin that potential permanently, it just buries it. And the antidote isn't complicated, we just need to dig it out. We just need people willing to say something real, to have a point of view, to make content that respects the audience intelligence rather than just chasing the easiest possible click. That's what I'm trying to do on this channel. Not perfectly, I'm figuring things out as I go, I'll admit. I mean, I'm human, but I'm still doing it intentionally, deliberately, with the goal of actually contributing something to you guys, rather than just adding more noise. If that's the kind of content you're looking for, hey man, I'm not saying anything, but I might just be your guy. Self-glaze aside, if you guys have any thoughts on what I said in this video, feel free to leave them in the comments. Tell me anything you think I got wrong, anything you think I'm an idiot for or I'm a genius for, you know, let me know. That's the whole point of me making content like this, is I want conversation about it. I want to be engaging with you guys, you know. I want discussions, not just like copying the ideas of some other creator by just like stealing their tier list and saying what they said. I want to actually have a conversation with you guys. That's where it's at. That's what content is about. Anyways, yeah, if you guys have thoughts on anything I said in this video, make sure to leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to respond to everything I can. Join the Discord, stream on Twitch every night except Saturdays, 8:45 p.m. Eastern time, so hop in. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.